And when it comes to picking the perfect baby name, some of us came a little short. David. But like unsolicited advice from friends and family, disagreements with their partner or inspiration overload online, it's really hard to choose where to get it from.
Well, that's when professional baby name consultant Taylor A. Humphrey steps in with parents-to-be paying up to $10,000 for bespoke and on-brand names. Now, Taylor joins us now from California.
Hey, Taylor.
Hello, Taylor. Thank you so much for joining us. Describe the process to us. Like, do parents just come to you when they have no idea? Because I've actually offered to do this when we spoke about it last week for half the price.
Well, I will say that I started this 7 years ago. So I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not just, a charlatan who just created a business out of thin air. I was writing about names for a really long time before I ever started working with clients. And I've been researching and reading about baby names since the time I was learning to read. I was going to the library as a 7-year-old picking up books. So, don't be too
So what is your background? What's your background, Taylor?
That kind of is off.
What's your when people come to you and say, well, my expertise is, where have you come from to get to baby names?
Well, it's been kind of a weird lifelong love. So like I said, I was checking books out at the library when I was 7 years old, just learning to read. And it's always just been kind of this lifelong fascination. And I thought I was the only one, but as it turns out, there are so many of us out there who just genuinely love the etymology, the meaning, the numerology behind the names. And so I've kind of turned that into a business to help people choose the perfect baby name.
Can we go through some of the trends? Can you please tell me that Brooke is making a comeback?
I think that Brooke is totally going to make a comeback. I'm actually thinking that Taylor might make a comeback too. I think Brooke will be really popular as kind of a gender neutral name, which is a big trend that I'm seeing. I'm also seeing longer names become really popular again. So these names that have lots of nickname options, but gender neutral is also a really big trend right now.
So gender neutral, we're seeing some of them on the...
or Brooklyn or Brooks.
Yeah, we're seeing some other ones on the screen now. Is gender neutral really sort of leaning towards a lot of modern baby names?
Yes, I think that what we're seeing now is we're just seeing so many gender neutral names, and we're also, I'm finding that there's this kind of subset of a trend, which is choosing really masculine names for little girls. So I've had clients name their daughters Bennett, James. So that's also kind of increasing in popularity. So I think that's a really modern trend I'm seeing.
So what happens when you tell the parents the name and the mum loves it and the dad hates it, or vice versa? What do you do then?
So that's a really good question. And I'm always joking that half of my job is, working as a couples counselor almost. When two parents are fighting over a name, I always recommend to kind of recenter your child in the decision. I know that relationships are hard and sometimes there are power struggles, but this really isn't about your preference as much as it is it's a gift to your child. It's a way to honor your child. And it's one of the first gifts you ever give your child. So putting your child and their well-being at the forefront of that decision is really critical when it comes to naming conflicts.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question right now because you're the best in the field, and I want people at home who are thinking about this and they're debating baby names, and this is just free advice. So don't give me your top shelf names, but I want favourite girl's name, favourite boy's name, favourite gender neutral name, Taylor, that you love right now.
Right now, favorite names are Josephine and Theodore. I just love them because they have so many good nicknames. You've got Jojo, Josie, Feeny for a boy. For Theodore, you've got Theo, Ted, Teddy. Gender neutral, I love Finley. And I think you asked me one more. What was the last category?
No, those are the three. Those are the top.
Those are the three. Oh, perfect. Absolutely. Yes. So I love those names.
Do you know what my grandmother used to always say to us when we were younger? Don't ever tell anyone your baby names.
That's right.
Because they steal your
Imagine spending this much money on Taylor and then
someone takes
that name. Does that happen?
Yes, in fact, I'm so glad that you brought this up because I actually only have one rule of baby naming, and that is never tell the baby's name before the baby is born.
Good.
You're like
Announce
my man.
it with the birth announcement, but never share the name before your child is born.
That is really
That is
smart.
really good
Otherwise,
advice.
if that happened to me, I'd be like, Taylor's going to invoice you now 10 grand for you.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
you get double
They'll be
pay for
hearing
that,
from
Taylor.
me.
And you can follow Taylor on TikTok or Instagram at What's in a Baby Name. Thank
Thanks,
you, Taylor.
Taylor.
Thank you so much.
David's not coming back. It's a Deb.
Right, Davey?
Davey.
D-Dog?
D-Dog.
D-Daddy?
Stop. Still inside. Trouble.